use the lab videos during teaching on the LMS and to set up online worksheets and also as part of the instructions for assignment. Joe's customer care is the greatest.
Joe's basic science education videos have proven immensely useful in our undergraduate microbiology courses. These videos not only allowed us to demonstrate to students how techniques are performed, but also to discuss the underlying principles of these techniques.
I like Jovi, particularly for teaching students in undergraduate studies, but also to teach my own students in very complex techniques for their postgraduate studies.
I love the Jove videos because I give them to my students to recap on the chapters we have done. I love the fact that they have quizzes which act as great formative assessment tools.
I first started using Jove videos in my online chemistry class in 2020. They can be viewed asynchronously, so we use the flipped classroom method. The videos are short, they can be viewed in one sitting, and they're easy to share.
I've been using Jofi since 2021. I found Jofi to be very useful in that my students are able to enjoy the videos and they feel like they are in the lab.
Okay, I promised you guys that I will start with the video, so I started with the video. So my name is Eran and I'm from Jove, the world leading producer and provider of science videos. And in the next few minutes, let's talk a little bit about science and why visual science is so important, not only for researchers, but also for educators and students. So when we talk about visuality of information, our eyes take a critical role in understanding and perceiving the environment and where we live, basically the world. Our eye is not a camera. Our eye can capture images every millisecond, and light goes through the eye to the retina. The retina converts this light into light impulses directly into the brain, and that helps us to understand the environment, the world where we live, and that is helping also the brain to develop feelings, emotions, take actions, basically do everything, right? So the whole process is very, very fast, and it's actually happening now. When you listen to me and when you see my slides, this process is happening. And visuals combined with other triggers from our senses help us to understand the world and the environment, as I mentioned, in which we live. They also help our brain to think and develop emotions and feelings, as I mentioned. Let's try something. Okay, I want to run a quick experiment. I'm going to say something and I want you to think about the first thing you come across. Okay, ready? Banana. Okay, so what was the first thing that popped into your mind? Is that the letters banana or the nice yellow fruit on the right side? The yellow fruit. Some people tell me sugar, but I guess the yellow fruit, right? So it means and it proves that we think in pictures. Okay, our life and our understanding is basically a lot of pictures combined and not necessarily letters, a sequence of letters. Okay, so and that is why a picture is worth 1,000 words, because it's much, much easier to understand what is a circle from a picture or an art than just to read. A circle is a shape consisting of, okay, a picture is easier, right? And some of you guys spoke about rainbow. Try to explain what is a rainbow. This is the Expedia definition, right? Not the Wikipedia definition, but a picture could do this work for like in 1 second. And the good news, we have almost unlimited visual storage and 70% ability to recall the information from this huge hub of information. For example, we can recognize someone We don't know just because we saw a picture of this guy many years ago. Did it happen to you when you flip through photos of family albums? It happens from time to time, right? And when the picture is attached to text, you have a much better ability to recall the information from your brain, 6 times better. So for example, you see the word dog, D-O-G, and you see this yellow nice mustard dog next to it, right? So by combining text and visual aspect, you have 6 times better ability to recall this dog, specific dog. So why videos are so important, or let's talk about a few more facts from recent studies. So 65% of people are visual learners. Our brain can process images, visual images 60,000 times better than just text. Video improves the ability to remember information. Viewers can retain about 95% of the message compared to 10% when reading the text. And video captures attention much better and more effectively. When you see a video, it's basically controlling your brain. You prefer to stay and watch the video and not flip to the next page or whatever you're doing. So why videos are so important for science? So the scientific community is facing a huge challenge in the past few years, and this is the reproducibility crisis. So if you try to bake a cake, for example, and you read the instructions, but things go wrong, worst case, you will have a delicious cake that looks like that, right? But in science, this is much more complicated and significant and serious. Because if you cannot replicate an experiment from a text protocol, that means a lot, okay? According to Nature, 90% of researchers believe that there is a reproducibility crisis in the world. 80% of researchers, including your researchers in your universities, they struggle to replicate experiments from text protocols. 50% of researchers cannot replicate their own experiments. This is a huge problem in science today. And when we talk about students, this is maybe a bigger challenge because a lot of students prefer to avoid studying STEM courses because it's too hard. And that means that the academic system is generating less and less people who can help us to solve health issues, medical issues in the future. And that's where we fit in. That's exactly where we fit in. Jove is creating scientific content, scientific videos that make teaching, learning, and practicing science more efficient, effective, and engaging. Our mission is to improve the scientific research and education worldwide by video and materials. Let's see 2 examples, one from a research point of view and one from an educator point of view. So in this example, this is taken from one of the articles, the text protocols, and on the left side you can read what needs to be done in the experiment, but there are many questions about this explanation. What is the exact cutting angle over there? What is the exact cutting position and so on? So by watching a short video, we can answer those questions.
If necessary, disrupt the blood-brain barrier by manually transecting the CNS posterior to the cerebral lobes with Vannis spring scissors. The transection should be done based on the physiochemical properties of the chemical being used. The red line is the suggested transection point, and the transected CNS with intact descending peripheral nerve trunks shown here.
Okay, so that was easier to understand, right? Even if we are not scientists. So just imagine how much frustration and time you can save your researchers by giving those videos to them. And that is why researchers love Jove, because we can save them, or videos generally, okay? Because videos can save them a lot of time, a lot of frustration, a lot of resources, and of course budgets. And they can achieve outcomes much faster. And that means we'll have the medicine sooner, okay? And for them, it's basically everything to publish. So let's take a look on one of the education examples. As I mentioned, we have educational videos. So in Newton law, one of the theories, one of Einstein theories, and this is a complicated one, so I'll read. Einstein theory re-envisioning space as an invisible fabric called space-time, having 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension. Do you understand what that means?
He proposed that in the presence of a large mass, this fabric curves and wraps around it. Therefore, any smaller mass follows the shortest path around the larger mass on the curved space-time fabric.
That's it. 8-10 seconds and your students understand everything, because it's much easier to learn from a video. And that is why students love videos, because it simplifies the materials for them and it's much more fun for them to learn from videos. According to case studies, 96% of students reported better concept comprehension after watching videos, and their scores were much better as well. They were more engaged and more happier during the semester. And for educators, you know, some say that happy wife, happy life. If the students are happy, I'm happy, right? Because they understand what I'm teaching, they are prepared for my class, they perform better. So that's good for me. Plus, faculty members can save 30 minutes on lesson planning while enriching the class with cool animations or lab experiments. And we also offer them free syllabus mapping, full support up to the integration process. We show them how to integrate the videos into the learning management system. That's it. Wow, 0. I'm over time, or it's good, right? So that's it. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to stop by next to booth number 3. We can talk about Jove and our services, syllabus mapping, the upcoming content that we'll have this year. And thank you very much for listening.